Welcome to today's chatty stream. My name is King and I am streaming from Nigeria. So, welcome to my stream. I hope you have fun with me here today, and I also have fun with you here today um, on my channel. Okay, so yeah, I was going to say something is like some observations here, basically life observations. I went out for a walk on Thursday evening, yeah, and as I walked the street, I wanted to enter a vehicle, to come back. But I was like, no, let me just walk this distance. And then I started walking, and it was kind of daunting, as I don't know, I don't know. It was just daunting, yeah. And it's not something that like going out is actually kind of painful in a way for me, but I used to overcome it, especially when I have something like a goal in mind. Yes, but because I was just like purposefully taking a stroll that evening, it was it was fun, but it was also very, like I said, daunting in a way, because at some point, yeah, when I was now like walking on the road, when people look at you on the road. Good afternoon, Jonathan. Thank you for joining my stream today. How are you? Um, so I was saying about how I was taking a walk here. So as I was walking, ah, everything is fine, I guess. Everything is okay. How's your weekend going, bro? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Today is Saturday, or are you going to any wedding today? Um, so I was just saying about the kind of thing that happened to me on my walk recently, because I like taking walks here, but I'm also kind of, which book? The family story. Family story is not going to be today. Oh. Hello, Satish. I have this book instead to read today, but not right now. This is the book I'm going to read today. It's a book of fairy tales, which I started a while ago on stream. But I'm not reading family today because I won't read it every day. The story is heavy, so I won't read it every day on stream. So anyways, I was talking about going for a walk here. So on my walk, I just want to say something like, um on my walk, I felt like, people looking at me, and all of that. But that one is normal. Like you're passing people on the street, of course they will stare or something, yeah. No, I'm not done reading it. I'm going to read it together with the stream. I'm not going to just read it. I'll read it together with the stream. So it's not as if I'll finish it and then no. I'll finish it with you guys on the stream. Satish, I'm from Nigeria. Where are you from? I'm streaming from Nigeria. So I was saying on my walk, I just want to bring out something on it. On my walk, I there was this person on the side of the road, and I felt as if they were looking at me. Like in fact, I felt their gaze at me as I walked past them, and it felt as if like there was a laser like burning my face, and I could not even look at them like to like check who the person was or something. I just felt as if a laser was burning through my face because of their the perceived glance from them. So I don't know. I was in a while since I felt so much stress being outside, taking a walk outside in public where people are, I don't know. I feel like maybe I should be taking more walks so that the pressure of like that level of laser stress of feeling perceived by strangers would not be so painful like that, because it wasn't so bad, but now it feels so bad. So I don't know, maybe I need to be taking more walks so that it won't get to the point where the idea of going outside kind of cripples me or something. So I just wanted to say that, like, because on that walk I decided that maybe, hello bro, I am from Nigeria, my name is King, where are you from? So I was like, on that walk I was like, maybe I should come on live and just like show everybody, what's up or where I was going. But just the idea of somebody, just one person looking at me made me feel so much like stressed. So I was like, maybe I have to practice going out, like taking a walk. Pacific. Okay, what's your name, bro? Or should I just call you what's up, bro? Is there a specific name for your place, or should I just like? Is there any specific to your place in the Pacific, or it's just Pacific? I'm not really familiar with that area. So yes. Okay, okay, okay. Anyways, um, I don't know if you guys see the thumbnail. So the thumbnail is about this drama that I watched last night. The name of the drama is there's no you and me. There's only stream. So if you want to chat with me, you can just send your messages on stream, and I'll see them and I'll respond accordingly. Well, it wouldn't make any difference. Like, where can you speak with me else? It's just here on stream and um, maybe my Instagram or something. Hello, DRM. I am. I guess that is an how are you question. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You don't even have to say your name. Don't worry. Okay. It's just a public stream. Yeah, my name is King DRM. What is your name? Hi, hi. How are you? Zindangi. I'm sorry, am I pronouncing your name correctly? My name is King. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. Subscribe, like, you know, I appreciate your support. Um, no, but thank you for the proposal. Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. Hello, Sunusi Lawan. Is that Lawan? My name is King. Thank you for the compliments. Hi, Muhammadi. My name is King. Welcome to my stream. Thank you for the compliments. Hello. Welcome to my stream. Oh, India. I should have guessed from your flag. Yeah, I have a lot of Indian friends here. They are lovely people. I hope you'll be lovely. Royal Highness, is that it? Like, are you like, what does that mean? I don't understand. Lawan? I don't understand. But I assume it's something cool. So I wanted to talk about the drama I watched last night because they were like, it was just mind blowing good. Oh, thank you, dear. I would be so pleased to um, visit India someday. Oh, thank you, Lawan. Thank you for liking me. Sat Ish, you're from Nigeria. Cool. I'm also from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. No, thank you. I'm not interested in marriage. Thank you, but I'm not interested in marriage. Also, how can you marry somebody that you met online? That's kind of dangerous. You don't even know who this person is. It might be unsafe for you. I don't know why my eyes look as if okay, obviously, like I was saying, I don't speak about my age on my stream. I'm not interested in ages, so except you're a minor, please let me know if you are a child on here. But if you're a grown adult, like, I don't really care about age, so I'm not going to tell people my age as well. I'm not interested. I'm not scared of marriage, Jonathan. Where did you hear that? I'm not scared of marriage. Oh. I'm just not interested in marriage. So I was talking about, like, the thumbnail. Obviously, our eyes look as if, please send your full. What does that mean? I don't understand the RM. I don't understand. Um, yeah. So what was I saying? I don't want to talk about the drama I watched. As you can see, I don't know if you noticed that my eyes are very dull, kind of just dull. That's because I didn't sleep last night at all. Because I was watching this drama that is on my thumbnail. My dress. What about my dress? What dress are you talking about? Yeah, this thing, the drama I watched last night, it was so good. I did not sleep. Like, my eyes look so dull right now. Maybe you have seen Spouse Basketball. Jonathan, please, I beg, oh, I've not seen any basketball, oh, please. I've not seen that. I just number one, marriage is a known conversation in this my space. I don't want to know if you are married, and I'm not going to tell you if I'm married. You get? So, or if I am, I'm not going to let anybody know about that, because I don't think it has any, like, I don't think it should have any impact on interactions here. And if somebody's marital status is going to affect your, you know, enjoyment of the whole whatever, the stream, like, you can move along, you get. But I'm not conversing about marital status or not, or age as well. I talk about other things, but not those two. I don't encourage conversations around those. um I don't understand, DRM. You said you see what? I don't understand. Dress. Hello, Daya. Welcome to the stream. My name is King. I'm from Nigeria. Silver. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my stream. How are all of you? So lovely, lovely to meet wonderful people here today. Where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. I keep looking at my eyes. They look so dull. Da, 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 da. Something I really, really love. South Africa. Wow. I think you're my second. This is the second person I'm seeing visiting my stream from South Africa. It's so lovely to meet you. I'm from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. I hope you enjoy your time with me here. Subscribe, like. I have an Instagram account if you want to follow me there, where I post, like, stuff about the stream, and just basic life. I don't know, just everyday life posts. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's also available for you. How to meet you personally to talk to you. There's no personally here, DRM. It's not possible, but we can, talk on here. Truth is, so many guys are here because of your face. Oh my God, Jonathan. So is that why you are here? Because of my face? Well, my face is my face, okay? And I guess that's just what it is. Like, I don't even know how to say it. The fact that people are here because of my face, you get, it doesn't really affect me in the sense of like I don't know, I kind of just believe that it is okay for that to happen. It's okay for that to happen. Like they can be here for my face, but I can still insist on the things I will allow and things I will not allow. I have an email address, it's in my description. The description of this video is in my bio of my channel. My Instagram ID is in my description on this video and in my on my channel. You see my Instagram on my channel, my YouTube channel. You can see my Instagram and my email on my in my description. I have an email address, yes. I will wear mask because I'm happy that people consider that like I have a beautiful face. That's very very wonderful to hear and to discover. Yeah, um, because how to say this now? Anyways, yeah, like I'm happy that people think my face is beautiful. Of course, they think my face is beautiful. I think my face is beautiful. I think my face is beautiful. But I have a I am also like a full-blown person, so and I'm very familiar with dealing with people in real life. I've made friends that they were like, oh, you're fine, you're this, and eventually, when they interact with me more and more, no, I will not stand up. Why do you want me to stand up? I'm sitting. I'm not in the mood to stand up. Anyways, so what was I saying? Like whatever, man. So I was talking about the drama. I watched this drama yesterday, like not yesterday, like from I think I started watching it around 8 in the evening, and I completed it like nearly 4 in the morning today, and it was like 8 in the evening yesterday and 4 this morning, 4 a.m. this morning. My life, any friends, please, friendship only. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Friendship is cool now. As far as online friendship can go, it's cool. As far as online friendships can go, it's cool. Ah, Okay. There's another person that's asking me the name of my teddy. I just used to call him Teddy. I've not actually thought of a name for him, but if you want to suggest names for him, go ahead. I'll consider it. Somebody asked, and I just said, his name is Teddy. His name is Teddy, so you can just be calling him Teddy for now. But if you have a name for him that you want me to consider, I will consider it. YouTube purpose only, talk to you. Okay. Yeah, you can follow me on my Instagram, follow me on my email me. It's all there in my description. You like my teddy bear, Abby? So pretty. I think my mom got it for decoration, and I was like, no, I'll take this thing. And I took it. Since then, I've been carrying it everywhere with me. Not everywhere, but like just staying in my room. For some reason, I feel very light. I think it's because of how cool it was. The movie that I watched last night was just fills me with a lot of good feelings. Like, oh, so much good feelings from watching the drama. There's this thing that there's this aspect of Korean dramas here that focuses, that has majority only male cast, yeah. And when I started fishing them out, like I started noticing those dramas, I really have a good time watching those kind of dramas because then I don't have to stress about their ugly stance on romance or something. It's just boys, men, interacting with themselves, being traumatizing themselves and all of that. Did you leave your number? Please call once. Okay, so that means you sent me an email or something. I'll think about it. But you can tell me what you want to tell me on the email now. You don't have to call. So, there's this thing Korean dramas kind of focus on. That you see a Korean drama that is just majority male cast, and it's just boys, men, traumatizing each other, healing each other, making each other happy, being best friends, being real life enemies, being nemesis of each other, like, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it seems like it's not like it seems like they are usually written very well. They're usually representative of some of the realities the men and the boys in that country go through, and they have this very hopeful, like dreamy sort of fairy tale esque like quality to them that kind of takes you to a whole different world of like storytelling here. And I really love it, you get. But it's also something to say for the country that is, I think, if you check the demographic of people that enjoy Korean dramas, they are women, and the people that support the actors are women large in large numbers. And I think it's kind of sad that those people are not given full, very rich, very enriched this like characters. You get very full, enriched universes, worlds that they can exist in, by themselves without being affected by men. It's kind of how to say it. Is it It's a bit it's just bad on their part. It's kind of bad on their part, but then again, filing is bad. What is filing? Feeling is bad, or you are feeling bad. Why are you feeling bad? Why are you feeling bad, DRM? So I think it's just very like, I don't like when I think about it here, it's just sad and annoying and kind of discouraging. But then again, I still enjoy those dramas that are male centered and filled with only guys, men, and centered around a man's world. Because then you begin to see that even in the man's world there is oppression, there is discrimination, there is torture, there is there are systemic overloads that do not let the underlings live. You see all their systems that are enforced and uplifted by the patriarchy being the cause of their demise, being the cause of their horror, being the cause of their trauma, the source of their trauma. And it's like, wow, I wish you people could free yourself. If you could recognize your oppressors, maybe you could start to free yourself. But when I watch these dramas, I'm aware that a lot of the time, maybe this type of stories might not, something that is made around men, centered obviously for them or whatever, centered on them and made for them, um, has this quality of, how to say it, a female lens, a feminine lens, a feminine, um how to say it, aesthetic, yeah, where, because there are no women there, Nigeria, maybe that's what you mean, I don't understand, but because there are no women in this world, you get, there is this automatic like recognition of the men that don't fit the standards of masculinity being treated like and oppressed because they have some kind of adjacent, they are like kind of adjacent to femininity. First time out of country to you. I don't know. First time to I don't. I've not been to India, so I don't know. To India to be my. If I ever travel to India, to be the first time I've done that. I've never been to India. So anyways, so like you see how in a man's only world, there are still people that are being like assigned to be the bottom of the hierarchy, and people that are assigned to be at the top of the hierarchy, and people that are assigned to be middlemen, people that are assigned to be spectators, people that cannot play active roles, people that are forced to do something that they are not, or to be something that they are not, to do something, to do things that they don't want. So this story is so cool because I have Indian friends on my subscription. It's like people, I have a lot of friends from India that have subscribed, and they talk to me and they connect with me on here. So it's cool. And they have been nice so far. So I have good, I have a good perspective of Indians here. So, anyways, what was I saying? They're like this story I watched yesterday is kind of this drama I watched yesterday is kind of like that. It's just boys, men, men confronting each other about traumas that other men put them under, men healing each other intentionally, being kind, not being afraid to show their emotions, but like it's all within this bubble of only men's world, yeah. And if the girls that are shown here, the women that are shown here, they are of two kinds. Yeah, there is the one that is the evil, the main villain of the whole show. In the way they were telling us was the woman, was a woman. Sorry. Then the second um most victimized character was also a woman, and then the one of the most neutral characters were girls. So like every other, those three people, they were just roles. Okay, they didn't feel full of life. They felt like they only existed to be this thing. They only existed to be this, to play this role in this drama. Okay, they did not exist to contribute really to the colors and the wonders of the story that I watched, that I read or I saw through this drama. So I don't want to focus on that because that would just kind of but I just want to focus on the first of all I want to focus on the things I enjoyed from the story, which is that if 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 like there is a level of healing that I think if men allow themselves to um work at, because takes effort. Okay, healing is not automatic. It's not by dating somebody that you get healings for your trauma. It's not by falling in love with the right woman that will heal you as a man from your traumas. I think it's more confronting them and deciding, to not be crushed, by the traumas that this oppressive system that you find yourself in, has inflicted on you. And that's what happens throughout this drama. There is so many generational traumas that is being addressed by the main character, who is also a guy. And the people that were generationally traumatized, also men, were traumatized by men. So like that's the cool thing about where Korea focuses on, like when Korean dramas are focused only on this men's only world. They don't make it this kind of like when Americans want to do men's only world, they only do things like war. Bye DRM, thank you for being around for so long. When, let me not say Americans, but mostly them, when they want to do all this, they are men focused thing. They do things like I'm not saying Korea doesn't do it. I'm not saying Korea is better like in that sense, but like I've not really the way they focus on men in the West. Yeah, they do this thing where they kind of emphasize the masculinity of it all, of the men, the characters. Hello Hannah, thank you. I'm sure you're a beautiful person yourself. Thank you for visiting my stream. Where are you from, Hannah? I'm from Nigeria. My name is King. Lovely to meet you here on this wonderful Saturday. I hope you're having a lovely. Thank you. Teddy is my assistant. He's saying hi. Hello. Teddy's giving you hearts. Iran. Hello, you're my second Iran visitor to the stream. Um, yeah, I'm so happy to see you here. I'm so happy to meet you here. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And thank you so much for joining the stream. I was wondering, like, not I'm talking about a I'm talking about a drama here. This drama, I don't know if you've heard of it. High School Return of a Gangster. That's the thumbnail of the live here. So, High School Return of a Gangster, and I was just talking about how I watched it last night, like from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. I guess, and you can see my eyes are dull. I didn't sleep because I was having so much fun watching it here, and I wanted to talk about it because I really enjoyed it so much. I picked certain things from it that I want to share today on the stream. So I don't know if you'd be interested in that. If you're interested in that, you can hang around, subscribe, like. I have an Instagram if you're interested in following me there. I post just ordinary things. Maybe after the stream I'll still post there to talk about the stream a little bit. But anyways, so since you don't mind me talking about the drama, I'll just keep going. Yeah. So the drama is about. Thank you. Thank you. It's like my teddy sending you the same thing as well. Take the hat, Hannah. Take all of my teddy's hats. So, so the drama is about this high school kid, a boy named Yihyun, and Yihyun is depressed. Okay, he has a tough life at school. He's really struggling to make friends. He's not happy at home as well. He's not happy at home as well. Like life is just very hard for him. And trigger warning, trigger warning. He plans to end his life. So anyways, before that happens, we see this other character. He's an old man. He's like 47 years, and he's a gangster. He's the second in command of the gang he belongs to, and he wants to go to school. Actually, he wants to go to university. So anyways, he's busy taking lessons, but he's very slow at study. Like, he's very slow. He doesn't pick up subjects fast. Obviously he's old, yeah. So, and the Korean system of education is quite, tough and really exhaustive. So if you have a busy schedule as an adult, it will be hard to keep up with your studies. So anyways, he has that aspiration, he has that goal. So on this particular night, he's kind of depressed because, like, his oga, his boss, tells him that instead of struggling to go to college, why don't you just become the head of the gang? I'm old, I'm retiring and all of that. And he loves his boss, he respects his boss. So he's really torn. He doesn't want to make that decision, but he also wants to respect his boss, honoring him and all of that. So he decides to take a drive around the area just to cool off or to think. And he now says, okay, he goes to this roadside and he parks his car. But as he's there, parked, I think, he notices somebody is on the bridge, like an overpass, a pedestrian bridge. And the person is climbing over the bridge, looking downward as if they're about to jump. And he's like, what? Then he looks closer and it is a school kid, someone in secondary school or something. He's like, what the hell? He starts running towards this boy and he's trying to save the boy. The night is it's nearly an empty road. Traffic is not heavy. um but the boy himself, he's planning to jump into an oncoming truck coming, his way from the bridge, or all of that, under the bridge. So as he prepares, this man is calling out to him, but he doesn't listen. He's focused on jumping. Then the man reaches beneath him and screams at him not to jump, but it's too late. The boy jumps. And as he jumps, the gangster manages to catch his fall. So both of them, you know, crash together. The truck that is coming that's supposed to hit them swerves off, so they are safe. So it's just two of them, and then the gangster is on the side, is on one side of the road, while the boy has been pushed to the safer side, to safety, and he's passed out already. So but the gangster is awake, he's aware, and he's sitting down looking at this boy on the road in the middle of the night, like in the middle of like a busy road or whatever, but it's not so busy at this time of the night. So he looks at the boy and he's like, this boy crazy. Unfortunately, before he can gather himself to like, pick up and leave that spot, an oncoming vehicle just hits him, like takes him out. And that's how this gangster, that's what we see. That's how these two people meet. So this gangster goes blank, yeah. And then when he wakes up, he wakes up in the hospital bed, and we can hear his voice. He's like, this thing, I need to go and meet my boss, they'll be waiting for me, how long have I been out? Anyway, he stands up, he goes to the sink to wash his face or something, and he sees his reflection, and it is the high schooler. It is the high school kid that he saved his life that night. It's so funny because, like, I love all this kind of hello Mukram, hello, my name is King. I'm from Nigeria. My name is King. I'm from Nigeria. Where are you from? Anyways, what happens? So he sees himself in the mirror and he's like, no, this is a mistake. He knows he would be in the hospital because a car hit him. Yeah, so he goes to look for his body to like, oh, let me just meet myself, and then I can adjust. Like, this does not make any sense. And he goes, he goes, and then he sees a procession, like kind of like people wearing black standing around, and what is going on here? He now sees his younger ones in the gang, and he's surprised to see them, like, what are people doing here and all of that. But all of them are looking at him with this anger, this animosity, yeah, like they resent him so bad. He does not care, he does not notice it. He goes forward, he keeps going, and then he sees his picture on top of a casket, and he's like, no, this is not right. Then he sees his real boss, his the first in command of their gang, sitting up to the side as the chief mourner, and he can't believe it. He's about to lose his mind. He's like, he can't be dead, I can't be dead. And then his junior ones in the gang, they're like holding him back. Who the hell do you think you have come and disrupt our boss's funeral? You are evil. After he saved your life, you are behaving like you want to die again. I'll kill you if you want to die. You killed my boss. Hello, Daya. Hello. So anyways, he's confused. He's talking to them, and they're like, why are you talking to me like this? Koreans are all about informal and formal speech, but he's using informal speech, and they don't know this one. He's also way younger. He's a child. He's in high school, and it's like, they're like, who, they're like, get out of here. They drag him out of the morning room and all of that. So he goes to the morgue to look for his body, and he sees the morgue official there, and that one tells the officer there, and the person tells him like, oh, this person is late, is dead. And he's like, no, it can't be. So he sees his own body lifeless and cold, staring, like, so all of that to say, he starts to live this boy's life. He doesn't have a choice. He has to live this boy. He said, okay, what he says is, he says before the burial is done in 2 days, he has to find a way to go back to his body. So he's going to try to recreate the scene of the accident, so that maybe his soul will now fly out back into this body. And he tries to recreate this scene, but he ends up falling onto a long bus and just loses consciousness and breaks his leg. By the time he wakes up, the funeral is over, and the doctors are telling him that you're lucky You just broke your leg, you didn't enjoy your face, you're fine. And he's devastated. It's like, what is going on? This can't be real, So anyways, he's a he has always been like, from the little we saw of him in this at the start of the movie, this gangster guy has been very he's a very practical person. He focuses on the facts, he focuses on, the things that he can control. He's someone that's very pragmatic, and that's the word. So he focuses on things he can control. He doesn't lose his head easily. He stays in charge, he stays, all of that. So he that behavior, that personality picks up again, and he decides, what, let me just start from where I am. Let's sort this out. Why am I in this boy's body? So he looks at the boy's device, his tab, and the tab opens. We have to know that also this gangster guy is a very old-fashioned guy. He's very old school. He does not know anything about the new generation, especially this Gen Z, because this movie was shot in 2000 and like 2024, and this actor was born 2001. So like Gen Z, MZ, like Gen Z generation or whatever, Generation Z. So he's like, what, I think he's before millennials. Generation is before millennials, yeah. So very big generational gap in these two people. So he does not recognize how the boy's devices work. But the boy uses facial recognition. So by just looking at the tab, the tab unlocks, and he has access to this boy's diaries. And in the diaries, you can see him read how this boy was recounting horror, like sadness of being bullied, of being an outcast, of being, isolated from the whole school body because somebody spread a rumor about him. His bully spread a rumor about him that he's a stalker, and another boy that he wanted to be his friend rejected him, so he's all alone in the world. And the man is like, it pisses him off so bad, he breaks the tab. He breaks the tab, and he's like, okay, let's start from somewhere first. But as he tries to stand, he falls, and he realizes that the boy is very malnourished. Also, the boy has this gloomy. Is the character on the? Is he on the right, on the left of the thumbnail? He has this gloomy, over long hair that he uses to hide his face because he doesn't want to be seen by his classmates, and he's ashamed of his face and all of that. But this man is like, ugh. Okay, he does not eat, he's not strong, nothing, so we have to start from somewhere. Let's start by feeding him first. And the gangster goes to when they eventually discharge him to go home. When he arrives at home, he sees his mother passed out on the couch, during the day in her nightwear, in her night robe. And he's like, okay, something is off about, like, this is not a normal family, but there is money in the family because their house is very, very big and it looks like a wealthy one. And they have a housekeeper, and the housekeeper is also a woman. She prepares the meal for him, and when she gives him the meal, he's like, why is the plate so small? Why is the serving so small? How is a young boy supposed to grow if he doesn't eat well? So he keeps on referring to himself in the third person. Like, when you are looking at him, yeah, he's talking about the boy, the teenager, yeah. But to people listening, to be actually referring to self in the third person. Like, now, let's say there's another soul inside my body, and the soul is like, how can people treat king like this? And it's like, are you not king? That kind of confusion. Yeah. So it's so cool. I loved the aspect of him trying to build, his nutrition back. Hello, Raji. Hi, welcome. I hope your weekend is going great. So I'm talking about this drama on my thumbnail that I watched last night. All through the night, I didn't sleep. And I liked it because it was so good. I wanted to bring out some things I enjoyed from the drama. And the drama is High School Return of a Gangster. So if you want to watch it, you can check it out. It's really, really fun, and it's just 8 episodes. So anyways, I like, usually they do this montage of getting fit, and I'm fine. Oh, thank you for asking. I'm fine. They do this montage of getting fit and fighting the bullies, and the fighting becomes the focus of the show. The gaining core strength becomes the focus of the show. But in this story, there is something very beautiful about it. um he They show us that the process of this teenager that doesn't eat well, doesn't sleep well, doesn't have friends, high school return of the gangster. High school return of the gangster, that's the title of the drama. In this drama, usually when they do things like this, obviously when I started the drama, I was expecting this whole scene where he'll just go, confront his bullies, now that he's a gangster. And we saw earlier that the gangster could fight like very well. The gangster now, he's not scared of anything. But I was expecting this whole thing where he would go to the school, he would crush these teenagers bullies, and would have this whole cathartic or catharsis of justice and all of that, for this teenager that was so depressed and tried to kill himself and all of that. But it happened kind of like that, but in a very different way. This gangster in this boy's body built his body through a process. He ran every day. He woke up every day to run. He started to drink vegetable, this celery mix that they say is good for your bones. He started to eat more portions. He started to, like, he bought fitness, what do you call it, gym equipment. Yeah, he bought gym equipment, and he worked out. You could see him working out. He had a routine of working out. He had a routine of maintaining the house. He kind of took over, like, taking care of the boy's mother, you get. And he tried to maintain her mood. He tried to help her to adjust, to be stable. He was doing everything. Like, there was a process to it. So and then the most interesting part was when he cut the hair. He was like, I can't see out of this hair. Why am I always blowing this hair out of my face? I have to cut the hair. So when he went to the salon here, he told the stylist, shave the whole thing. And I was like, that is my type of person. Because when I'm frustrated with my hair, no, it's K drama. When I'm frustrated with my hair, it has not happened in years, but there was a year where I just allowed my hair to grow, and I'll just go to the barber and I'll just be like, shave the whole thing, please. Shave it, because I use it to regulate my emotions somehow. So, like, when he said that, I was like, this is my type of person. This is my type of person. So, like, but the stylist was like, you're a high schooler. If you cut your hair, responsible teachers will not like you. Also, your friends will be scared of you. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't want teachers to avoid me, and I think I want to make friends. So it's like, okay, what, cut it, crew cut. And she's like, nobody calls it crew cut anymore. So he's like, what do they call it? No, okay, he said, give me sports cut. And she's like, nobody calls it sports cut anymore. It's crew cut. And he's like, oh, crew cut. And that's what you see a lot in the drama. Like, he speaks like he's from a different generation, and that is true. He is from a very different generation, but among his classmates, he is a teenager. He's young, that they've been seeing for years now. Like, what do you mean you're telling me proverbs that my grandparents used to speak? Like, when he interacts with his classmates, they're like, why are you talking like that? Maybe he grew up, in the countryside, and it's like, they're like, when would he have time to grow up in his countryside? We have been with him, like, for a while, but, like, they don't understand, because, like, they accept it, because that time the Hyun of before was very, like I said, it was an outcast. Nobody tried to know him, nobody tried to relate with him, nobody tried to see him, and his hair was always covering his face. And then he was accepted as the class punching bag for the bullies of the school. Like, they would just take him outside, beat him up, and everybody just be watching as if, oh, he deserves it, or he's a weirdo, or and that's just his lot in life. So they didn't really pay attention to him. They didn't even recognize him. So after he cut his hair, like, he's obviously eating better made his skin glow better, and the way he walked was different. Before, he was slouched over, hiding, cowering from the world. But now, as the gangster spirit is in him, now the gangster, like, puts his hand in his pocket all the time and struts, like, spreads his legs everywhere, and he's like, he takes up space. The gangster takes up space where Eon used to hide, pretend like, oh, don't see me, but because the gangster does not have any of that mental load or emotional load, it's in concern him, just go school like that. So when he resumed school, everybody thought he was a transfer student. That's how they did not even know him Some that they've been in school for 2 years, they don't know. They're like, they transfer students, they need students. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Those girls are like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Like, and then when they're now calling, like announcing like roll call when they are new, because they're now in final year. This was the beginning of a new year, and so when they're like calling roll call and all of that, like the teacher was calling roll call. He now, I don't know, say something here. He now raised up his hand to answer. Everybody like, what, when, how? I really, really love that aspect. So like by then the class bullies, his bullies were in class as well. So they're like looking at him like, who is this? Anyways, they now drag him. Like after the roll call is over, they come to meet him as usual to torment him, and they're like, yeah, Yon, come outside. They're like, yeah, Yon, come outside. And he's like, good, I've wanted to meet, like I've been wanting to meet you, let's go. And that is a very strange response. Usually he's like, like he won't say anything, but he'll be shaking. So this time he's like, that's good, I wanted to even see you safe, let's go. So he follows them outside, and he put his hand in his pocket, and they are facing him like in a circle. He's facing them, he's not looking at them in the eye, and he's surprising. Everything about him is surprising. Hi Bruno, hi, my name is King. Yeah, he's surprising. He's like, they're like, okay, what's going on here? But like, no, is it not him? What will he do? What can he do? So they want to touch him, and he's like, see, I will give you the chance to hit me, because people are children. So it will not be as if they say an adult crushed children. Just hit me, so I will do what I want to do to you. And they're like, who is this? Like, this cannot be Yon. So now their arrogance, they're like, this one not the mad, like, you get. So they try to hit him, and he dodges the main bully. He dodges the guy. That guy's name is Jamie. So Jamie tries to hit him as the leader of the bullying, and the ones that really encourages the bullying, that started it all. He dodges it, and he's like, hey, the second one to come, punch him on the neck. And okay, I have to say, that was satisfying. That was very satisfying, because hello Paul, Ovina, hi, my name is King. So thank you thank you thank you for visiting my stream. So he punches this guy, and like he punches the second bully. So there's a really, let's say, should I say fat or overweight? There's an overweight kid among the bullies, and so he wants to do his normal gangster move now. So he sets his foot down. He pushes he drags the guy's hand over his shoulder. He wants to give him this whole, what do they call it, wrestling hit or whatever. And then he's stuck. He's like, in his mind, the man starts to think, wait, oh my god, this boy's body is not yet strong enough to lift this weight. That fat one was not like, ha, just turn him around, you get, like, and held him back. So they're holding him back so that the leader Jamie can come and punch him out. But he, uses his leg, kicks the fat one falls, and then, but Jamie is very fast, because this old man, this gangster, is not used to his body. So he jumps and gives him this flip kick, and he's like, oh shit. And that thing is very important for me, because it shows that, I don't know, it kind of made me feel, usually when they show this type of stories of the bully gets, like the one that was bullied, getting back at their bullies, they always make it this montage of, oh, cool action fight, and those ones are valid, but I feel like they had a bigger story here to tell. Do you get? So anyways, when the Jamie knocks out this gangster in the kid's body, he passes out, which is very embarrassing, and they just like walk away. So see this mumu, I beg you. So they like leave him alone now, like another day will get you. You have to see my face like this, because my glasses are my vision centers. Like, I use my glasses to see. If I take off my glasses, I won't be able to see anything, and I don't want to bear. I don't feel that inconvenience. Okay, like, just bear with me, all right? I can't take off my glasses. I'm using them for vision. So anyways, this gangster passes out, and then something interesting happens. So when the gangster died, his soul entered into the his soul entered into. I've gotten how many, like, I think I've gotten one marriage request today earlier, Raji. Like, it's just what it is. So when the gangster died, his soul entered into the soul of this teenager. So you have to ask the question now, where is the soul of the teenager? Well, when this gangster passes out, we see the two of them side by side. So we see the soul of the gangster and we see the soul of the teenager, and he's there, he's like covering his face as usual, and in his ghostly form he still has on this long hair and this cool uniform, like a ghost now. So the two of them are sitting down there. So the boy is telling him, stop, don't bother, what you are doing is a waste of time, like, just leave it alone. He was not like, why now, like, you have to. No, I did not do makeup today. Oh, I did not do makeup today. Did you come on the day I did makeup, or did you watch the stream where I did my makeup? So the soul of the gangster is talking to the soul of the teenager, and the teenager is like, oh, don't bother, man, like, there's no point, you see, you've lost. He's like, you were there, I didn't say anything throughout. Why? Anyways, the soul of the teenager is like telling you, don't bother, it's all a waste. Why won't you comment? It's all a waste, don't bother, my life is this, my life is over, my life is this and that. But the man was like, no, I'll do it for you, I'll sort it out for you, don't worry, don't give up. Because if that teenage boy, I feel as if the situation is that if this teenage boy, like, kind of leaves his body because he has given up on life, yeah, I feel like the body might die. Do you get? So I think it was cool for this gangster to kind of encourage him not to leave, that don't worry, I'll handle it, I'll take care of it. And he was talking to him like an adult. Do you get? Like an adult trying to protect a child, which is one of the biggest themes of this drama. It was showing how the adults in children's lives fail them, especially boys. I'm saying especially boys because most of the time the harm that is done to little children, boys, they are taught to minimize it, they are taught to normalize it, to be desensitized from harm. Like, why will you grow up with a father that, this guy is pissing me off, what are you repairing that you are turning your car like this? Like, that's so annoying, eh? Anyways, there's a mechanic shop outside, so sometimes when they repair their cars, they always test this horn thing, I don't know, sha. So anyways, what was I saying? The drama is very focused on how adults fail children, especially boys. And I'm saying especially boys, not that their harm is greater than women or girls. I'm saying especially boys because boys are taught to desensitize themselves from the harm they experience, especially from the male figures in their lives, especially from the father figures, the uncle figures, the teacher figures, the friends, the seniors, the adults in their lives. You get? Like, there's also this guy in the story, his name is Sekyung, and Sekyung, this Yihon wanted to be his friend. He liked him just for liking sake, and he wanted to be his friend, but he said, no, I will not be your friend, I'll not be your friend. And because he rejected this boy's offer of friendship, that was the night the boy decided to jump from bridge, because he felt like, if this person rejects him, there's nobody in the world that wants me, and he decides to kill himself. But the second issue is that Sekyung was not just some happy-go-lucky kid as well. Sekyung was facing serious verbal and physical and mental abuse by his own father. Okay, Sekyung's father is a prosecutor, which is one of the most respectable K-drama, High School Return of a Gangster. High School Return of a Gangster. I watched it last night. So Sekyung's father is a prosecutor, a chief prosecutor, which is one of the most respected professions in South Korea. So imagine the pressure of having a father like that. Of course, the father wants you to follow in his footsteps, yeah. But like Sekyon's father is extreme. Sekyon's father tracks him. He downloaded an app without the boy knowing. Hello Obina, hi Paul, hi. I can see your messages. The drama I assume is they're asking me about is High School Return of a Gangster. So Sekyong's father is a very respected man. So he wants his son to follow in his footsteps. So what does he do? He starts to control this boy's life, like as if he's a puppet on a string. And Sekyong going through that heavy physical, verbal, emotional, mental abuse from his own father had no other way to turn because I think his mother is separated from his father, so his father is in charge of his education. So being in charge of Sekyong's education, the father now turns into an absolute dictator, a tyrant. He starts to monitor this boy's life. Do you know that this man put cameras in the boy's room just to watch him if he's pressing his phone or sleeping, but he does not tell the boy that he's watching him. Did he gives his number to one of his classmates? Yes. He gives his number to one of his classmates to call him in case Sekyong does something odd in school. He puts a tracking app, because I don't know where Koreans used to get all those kind of device like technology from, where they will put an app on your phone and then the person that put the app on your phone will have your location at all times, yeah, and they will track you wherever you go. Then again, when the boy doesn't come home on time, he hits him. There's the implication that he hits him, but it's not really shown in the drama, but there's the implication that he hits him. But if he doesn't hit him, he kind of like ask him this type of questioning, like, where were you, where did you go to, you did this, you're a failure, you don't do this, all this. And it's like extreme pressure, extreme. And I'm like, why are you doing this to your child? He keeps on telling the son that, you see, what I'm doing for you is your own good, because I want you to be a responsible member of the society. I want you to be this, I want you to be a good, kind person. He kept on insisting that he wants his son to be a good, kind, respected adult. The way he says that kind, I'm like, bro, it's like I don't think you know what that word means, because how can you train somebody to be kind by being an absolute tyrant? What do you call it? There's a word for people like this, like somebody that is obsessed. It's like a parent. I think it is also a level of narcissism to want to create your own image in another autonomous being, even if that being is your child. You want to create this perfect image of yourself. Yeah, I think that is right. I know that is right. Cloning, like you want to clone your son into this image of you, not just in his thoughts, but in his profession, in his career. Yeah, in fact, that's the word that somebody used for that man. Like, he's an extremist. Like someone was talking about how there are two types of parents. There's the one that controls you with fear, and there's one that controls you with anxiety. They're always worried about you. They'll say they love you too much, they are scared for you, but they are also controlling you. And then there's the one that are always angry and abusive, about you. That one is different from the other, but both of them are both extreme control freaks. Yeah. Anyway, so this Sekyong boy, he's going through all that pressure. So if somebody that is weak and outcasted by the entire school comes to meet Sekyong like that, tell me, where is the emotional bandwidth for Sekyong to be empathetic towards him? So you cannot, like, I don't really blame Sekyong for rejecting him, because that Sekyong, he was going through his own problems, and it was not just problems, he was under serious pressure. Number one, his father doesn't even like people like that. His father tells him to interact with people that have good grades. Sekyong is number one in school. So this boy, this Yeon that was, that's the main character of the story, he's like maybe middle of the grade. Like he's an average student. So in Sekyong's father's eyes, that one is just failure. So, and then again, another thing you need to know about Yeon is that Yeon is an illegitimate son of an extreme, like of a billionaire in Korea. They call them chaebols. So he's an illegitimate son. And something about Koreans is that they are very appearance focused. You get, if you have a bastard son, people don't expect you to put that child, or a bastard child, whether woman or boy, girl or boy, people don't expect you to put that child in the family registry, even though everybody knows that you sleep around as a man, everybody knows that you have mistresses. to put those children in your family registry. And that's what Koreans do. They have this thing called family registry, which I don't know if we have it, but what we do is birth certificates. So I think they wouldn't register the boy as the son of this man, and in the family registry he wouldn't be recognized as a heir of the, the company or whatever the father owns. You get, right? Since he's a rich billionaire, like he's a billionaire. Billionaires, are they not rich? Anyways, so all of those social stigma attached to Yon already that he carries himself, you know, is already there. No, a father like Sekyung's own would never accept Yeon as a friend. So it's not even as if there was even a possibility for them to be friends. You get, so that is why when this gangster comes into his life, you get, then this gangster comes into his body, there's the way the gangster approaches the whole thing. He approaches it with an adult sense. You get, as an adult that has experienced, abuse himself as well, because at one point this gangster in the boy's body, he's confronting Sekyung's father. He's telling him that, what do you think you are doing to your child? And in Korea, like, why will you, a teenager, be talking to a full-grown adult man that has children like that? Like, there's a way you speak to them. But him, since he's a gangster and he sees himself as an adult, yeah, he doesn't mince words with this man. He talks to him as if he's talking to his peer, like he's talking to his mate, and the man cannot stand it. He calls him out. He says, you, as a full-grown adult, the way you are behaving with your child, it shows that you also went through this kind of abuse from your parents, and instead of you to get treated for it, instead of you to grow from it, you are taking it out. You are perpetrating the same abuse on your child. And I was like, what do you mean? Don't talk to me like that. What do you know about me? Also, whatever I'm doing it to make him a better person, a kind person. And it's like, it's a lie. You're not doing anything for him. You are just perpetrating abuse, and you are gaslighting your son that you are doing it for him. The guy could not take it. He wanted to slap this boy. He held his hand like, don't hit me, oh, don't hit me. That feels there. This drama is so interesting, and the way he does it with this bravado of as if he's just being disrespectful because he wants to be disrespectful. He's talking to him like as if me and you, we are made to, like, let's not fool ourselves here. That kind of thing where, sometimes, like, if you are confronting somebody that has children and they are beating their child, you too, you can put mouth and say, you don't do now, you don't do, and they'll have to hear you to an extent. You get, like, if I'm in public now and you see your mates beating their child, you can be like, it's okay now, it's okay, and they'll have to hear it because people are mates. You get, a child cannot come and meet a mother beating her child and say, stop it. They will beat you join. But the way he's talking to this boy's father, he's talking to him like man to man, yeah, and the man cannot take it. He loses his mind, but we've not gotten there yet. I just want to say that a lot of the things in this drama is just, it only happens in Nigeria. What, like, I don't understand, like, where if you are young and you're approaching somebody beating their child, they will beat you or something, or they won't take your word. Is that what you mean? Or is it that like as a teenager you can approach an adult and tell them that what they're doing is wrong? Like in Korea too, you can't talk to people like that. Like if you're a teenager, like how old are you, 17, you can't even look a grown man in the eye, like boy to a man, like put him out. Okay. yeah, actually. But then again, like I think in foreign countries they don't do a lot of beating outside, like, beating your child, scolding your child, like not scolding but like knocking your child head, beating your child in public. They don't really do so. If you did that, you'd probably be reported for abuse or something. Yeah, I think it's only Nigeria they do that thing a lot. And even the Korean self that I'm talking about, it's only inside the house he does that to the boy. He doesn't do it outside. He just screams at the boy outside, and he exerts his influence, because since he's a chief prosecutor, like I said, that's a very big deal in South Korea. So they beat in Korea, but they beat in private. They beat in private. They don't do this whole public, like beating your child outside where people will see you. They'll just be like, because Koreans are very appearance focused. Like They want to look good. They are obsessed with being perceived as good people, as respectable members of their society. Even if this person has an open secret that everybody knows, as long as it's not overt, it's not where people can see it. No, you cannot say anything to that person though. You can't say anything to that person unless you can show proof to other people that, oh, this person is doing this thing like this. Else, even if it's something that people just gossip about, that they know about this person, they won't really take it. If you are telling them this person is bad, it will be like, I think you are gossiping. I think you are bad for spreading rumors, all those kind of stuff. But I don't really know. It's from what I've observed from their the things I see on their news and the way they treat their public figures as well. you know so um so in the drama thing, I like the storyline, the way it was going. We got to the point where eventually the second time the bullies came to try to beat this boy up again, he was ready, because then he had built his muscles. He still, he had a routine, he had training routine, he was eating well, he was going to the gym, he was running, he was, so the next time that fat boy wanted to come and like overpower him again, he set his leg, carried him, flipped him over successfully. It was so funny to see. The boy could not believe it. Like, yes, I will teach you people how to be human beings. Like, and then he taught them, in essence, with an adult brain. He started to talk to them. He said, if I don't see you in school every day, I will look for you where you are and I will beat you. Hey, and they were scared of him, so they're like, we'll come to class. They're not coming late to class. He was not like, if you come late again, they're like, okay, we'll come early, no problem, we'll come early. They now started coming early. So like, they kept on coming to school, coming to classes. They now started sneaking out to smoke cigarettes. And in Korea, as a teenager, you can't just go to a convenience store to buy cigarettes. It's not, they will arrest the owner of that store. So you have to be an adult to buy cigarettes and alcohol in Korea. And if you look like a young person, you have to show them ID that you're an adult to buy alcohol. It's so funny, yeah. But like, that's the country with rules, yeah. That's the country with laws. Anyways, you can't even sneak. If you want to sneak in this country to buy alcohol as a teenager, or as you want to buy cigarette as a teenager, is to sneak that your parents or somebody that knows you will not see. You can still buy it, but they won't sell it to you. Police will arrest them and fine them. So they won't even sell it to you. It's not possible. So what they used to do to this boy, how they used to bully him, they would tell him to go to bring alcohol from his own home for them. They will tell him to bring his mother's jewelry for them. They will sell it, they'll collect money from it to get. But this time he was like, so, and they made videos of it and spread it all over the school. So everybody was like, this is this people's punching bag. This person does not deserve respect. This person is a loser, is an outcast. So like, he was just what the adults, like the gangster, was doing. He was just using adult brain. And sometimes when you see stories like that in webtoons, in mangas, they kind of emphasize on just the physical strength aspect of it, that this man is a grown ass man, he can beat people up, so let him beat children up. So although he did have to beat them because they did not hear what, that's another thing, that this whole idea that boys are taught to learn respect through violence, through fear. That's wrong. That's so sick and twisted. It's not supposed to be that way. Hi Kabir. Hi. Thank you for joining the stream. Like, boys are taught in society to learn respect through fear. Like, they'll say things like, respect is earned, not given. And it's like, earning means what? To bear non-stop beating and pummeling from people stronger than you? Is that what earning means? To bear intimidation and sometimes just abuse to respect somebody? Is that the earning? That does not make any sense. But like, it's a reality that boys have to make peace with, and I'm here to say that's not right. That's not right at all. So anyways, this man, he creates there's a way he teaches them how to be human beings. He calls it human beings. He tells them, I'm already talking about something though. Hi Eric. Maybe I'll talk about my wristband when I'm done. Hi, Eric. Hello, my name is King. Welcome to my stream. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. So he tells there's a way he teaches them, and the person that really learns the lesson is the main person that actually is the leader of the bully. That's Jamin. Now, Jamin's own family situation is that Jamin's mother walked out on them. He has a younger sister, so his father works in um farmland. Okay, they live in the city. He lives alone in the city with his sister, and his sister is not going to school. She's going to learn hairdressing here. And she doesn't stay at home. She stays with the people that are teaching her how to learn hair. And then but Jamin goes home, comes out, like he doesn't have any real of any money, so he used to bully kids to give him cash, so he will buy food for himself sometimes, so he will pay for light bill, pay for gas bill, pay for water bill. Even sometimes he doesn't have hot water in his house, like. So Jamin is poor, and he comes from a broken home, and I know how people these days online like to, what do you call it, demonize children from a broken home. And it's like the issue here is not the home that is broken, because there are people from so-called stable homes that have that experience the kind of trauma that people only talk about in fiction. Yeah, so it's not about having both of your parents that makes you a well-adjusted human being. Okay, it's not at all. It's about you as a person. Okay, and it's about how you deal with the traumas that come with it. Hello, Tyros. Hi. Today is Saturday. I hope you are chilling at home, having your wonderful weekend. Um, so so Jamin is poor. Jamin has no parental authority around him. Oh, it's fine. It's going fine. How was your own day? How was your night? He has no guidance, no adult supervision at all, and he's a child. He's 16, 17, they're in final year, so maybe 17, 18. Still, that is very, very young to be doing those kind of criminal behavior, you know. Oh, I hope you're resting well. Oh. Make sure you rest today and tomorrow. um to be doing those criminal behavior, because he's stealing and extorting from his classmates, so that is criminal behavior. Okay, it is punishable by law. And also to beat your classmates to the point where there are bruises all over their body, you make them an outcast, you stalk them, like you spread rumors about them so nobody talks to them. Those are criminal activities, but he has no adult supervision. And then what happens when this man comes into their life through Yihyun's body is that everybody now gets some level of adult supervision. Sekyung starts to hear things that are different from the only adult male figure. It's like the only male adult figure in his life. Yeah, another adult was telling him that, first of all, the way your father reacts to you is not your fault. Second of all, you don't have to hold yourself to such high standards. You can be a human being, you can be a child, you can make mistakes. An adult was telling him that, and he didn't know it was an adult. To him, like, Yihyun became his friend, but the way he spoke to him as an adult would, eventually he became this sturdy, like he became this solid support for all these children around him. You understand? And I feel like that is the bigger message of the drama, is that it's not about parents. I don't think it's all on the parents, to shape a child into being this respectable part of society. But then again, we can't, if we don't address how flawed parents are. Hello, Max. Oh, thank you for joining my stream. Hi. If you don't address, my name is King, I'm from Nigeria. If you don't address how flawed parents are, if you keep on making them look like this infallible, system of support, meanwhile they are not, we will keep perpetuating this cycle of abuse, especially on boys that grow into men. This gangster, he told these people, he told this man, he said, I too was abused. I was abused, and that is why I left home to become a gangster, because I refused to take it anymore. I stood up for myself. So just because you could not stand up against your own abuser does not mean you have to now turn into the abuser that, you know, did that to you. Turn into that abuser to your son that does not know anything about your trauma. You know, why should your son be paying for the horrors that you went through? And there's also this implication in the drama that you can change. Okay, so when this guy comes into his body, the way he does a full 180, yeah, everybody's like, it's a lie. People do. Sekyong tells him at the first time they meet, says people don't change that easily. Jamie the bully tells him that people don't change that easily. And even there's a handler, the main villain of the show. Her name is Mikyung. She's the secretary of his rich father, and she's supposed to handle him, you know, keep him out of the public space so that nobody ever knows about his secret illegitimate son. The wife he married did not have any son for him, and boys are very important in Korea, you know, to like hair legacy. Even if it's not money, just having a son is very important. Like the way it is in Nigeria too. So this secretary tells him too that people don't change overnight. You're just a weakling. What can you do? And to all of them, he kept on saying that Eon has changed. I have changed. People can change. He kept on insisting people can change, and that is a very common saying. Also, when the dramas I've watched, pink, my face is pink. The dramas I've watched, like for all the years I've been watching a lot of Korean dramas, yeah, there's this thing they used to say. They say people can't just change. People don't just change. You know, people can't change. And I thought when I heard it here, it would be something that would be proving right that people can't change. But as the story progressed, I began to see changes in everybody. You know, and it was just like, I think that's another thing the story was trying to tell us, that people do change. It's not romantic. Of course, I memorize the characters, and I usually forget. But this one, the story is very special to me, so I had to memorize it. It's not romantic. It's actually a slice of life, you know, growing up drama, like how the coming of age drama. Yes, coming of age drama. Then they have all these characters, all these children, they're in their final year of secondary school, and final year of secondary school is the point where you start to decide what you want to do in the future. You want to go to college, you want to go to study this, what you want to do out of your life, you know, all of those kind of things is what you decide. The pressure of that year is so much that, you know, if I think back on when I was in SS3, it makes me feel as if I didn't really, I wasn't really aware, fully aware of the weight of the time I was living in secondary school. Like I thought maybe, even though I was feeling the pressure, yeah, I didn't feel it with this awareness that, oh, this is something I want to do. Like this is the way I want my life to be. I didn't think about it in that way. I was told this whole format that, oh, when you finish secondary school, you go to university. Then the university will make you into what you want to do with your life. And I was like, okay, fine, let somebody else do the work for me. It's not something I consider myself. My behavior was very strange, I would say. And when I got to university, I could not adapt. It was difficult for me to adapt. I struggled a lot. I suffered a lot because I didn't know what the real world felt like. Okay, so Kabir, we don't use the word dreadlock. We don't use the word dreadlock. It's not nice. You better for you to say locks instead of dreadlocks. Just say locks. And also, these are not locks. These are braids. These are braids. They are not locks. It's another kind of African hairstyle. So I feel like when I see dramas like this, it makes me, you know, kind of see, yeah. It really kind of reflects that, oh wow, when children are in secondary school, yeah, I feel like children should be given this space. You know, they should not just be shipped off to university immediately. Yeah, attachments, braids, like let's just call, so that it's easy for you to understand. um I feel like children children should be given this space in their final year in secondary school to kind of try to come to terms with the fact that they are stepping into the real world now, and those things, okay, so I don't talk about things like that here, Paul. What does it matter if I am single or if I'm not? I don't answer questions like that. Sorry. I don't want it to color anybody's interaction with me. So I don't answer questions about that. And I don't answer questions about age. So what was I saying? I wanted to say that children in secondary school should be given space to breathe because there is so much going on in that year. Now, all of these children now that I'm talking about, all of them are facing the possibility of going towards university. Their school is already asking them, fill in your form, let us know where you want to go to school, let us know your goal in life, let us know what you want to be with your life, your school LMAO, please. Kabir, please, oh, Raji, please. Enough of the jokes, abeg. Okay, so I feel children should be given the space, but the system is very, the system is not conducive to that. The system does not give children space to think, to come into awareness of their autonomy as a human being. The system does not give people the awareness to come into their autonomy as to come into the awareness of their autonomy as a full-fledged human being. They just tell them, you're 18, you have become an adult, so do adult things. Oh, okay. You want me to visit America? Oh, that would be cool. How would that happen? How would that happen? So support the channel. We want that to happen, Tyrus. You can support the channel by subscribing. That you support the channel, you can email me any way you want to support the channel. You can email me and all of that. Oh, thank you, Tyrus. That's a very optimistic perspective. I appreciate it. I hope Obina meets Olamide, and you guys have a wonderful wonderful interaction. Anyways, so as I was saying, yeah. So this drama, there's a lot of growing happening. Everybody has to grow, and it happens for a young soul that's hiding inside his body. Eventually, things work out for the adult, the gangster. He manages to salvage Ihon's life, give him solutions to things, that he felt like he could not handle as a child, which is real because I don't think a child can handle all of the trauma and the stress that Ihon was carrying at that point in his life. I get it, King. Sorry, I get it, I get it, Raj. I get it. I guess I'm laughing now. So, but I guess you are joking now. You are just joking. Everybody's just having fun. So, what was I saying? Oh, serious? You will not see me, you are beg. You will not see me. So I feel like everybody grows in this drama, which is what I love about it. I think I saw a lot of growth in the drama. If I ignore how they live in a males only world, a man only world, I like the growth I saw. I like that, unlike other dramas that kind of use jokey, like joking around to kind of downplay what this bully did to Yeon. This gangster, he refuses to let it slide. He says at one point Hong Jae-min, kind of starts to get close to the gangster, starts to even depend on the gangster, and the gangster is telling him like the things you did to me, do you think you don't have to apologize? He don't say me, he said Yeon. He said the things you did to Yeon, do you think you don't have to apologize for them? And you're like, oh, you're spoiling the mood. But I said no. You people recorded this boy, spread the videos everywhere. You stripped him, you poured dirty milk on him, you made him eat disgusting things, you stole money from him, you made him bring alcohol for you, break the law for you, and you still beat him within an inch of his life. And you're acting as if nothing you did is wrong. Don't you think you need to apologize? Don't you think you need to be sorry for what you did? And Jamie is not ready to face it. He's like, we're just playing with him now. It was not that serious, but because he's such a gloomy boy and he always take everything seriously. So it means I just continue beating him like that. And since he did not protest now, I just kept on doing it. It's easy. Like, oh, so it's easy. I play. Don't worry, I'll play with you too. The way you're playing with me, I'll play with you too. So you see how it is. And he's like, oh God, oh God. But eventually it gets to the point where Hong Jamin that refuses to, you know, be an adult. Eventually he has to own up, take responsibility for the harm that he caused to this boy. And it takes responsibility in the way that he even opens up to the police and exposes himself with the other boys that bullied Ihyun. He exposes them. He releases the video to the prosecution, not even police, prosecution. And he knows releasing these videos will make them be arrested and sent to prison, juvenile cell, or what do they call it, juvisha. My favorite food is beans with a lot of fish and plantain and potatoes and a lot of pepper. That's my favorite food. That's my favorite food, Thai roast. Yeah. So with very very local palm oil. Palm oil is one of those oil that we make locally here that we use now in all of our cooking. Color, do I have a favorite color? I don't have a favorite color, but sometimes I can just like to gather items that are in one color, and most of the time it's usually red, pink, purple, yellow, those four colors. Sometimes I just have things that are just yellow around me, or sometimes I just have things that are red around me, or sometimes purple or pink. Like it just happens like that. And when I see all those like regularities around me, and I decide that, oh, this, I like this color in this moment. um so anyways, I was saying that the stress of, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? I was talking about the story. Growth. So Hong Jae-min ends up going to jail with him and with the gang. Although those people that he used to bully Hyun with, he's on bad terms with them. He doesn't want to speak to them. He knows now that they were never his friends, and he was also never their friends. Yeah, but his change of mind happens to only him. The four of them, they refuse to change their minds. They are more, they are more crowd mentality. They are still moving as a group, but him, he has cut out of them because I think Lee Hyun's the adults, the gangsters treatment of him kind of got to him, you get. And then before he goes to jail, there's this moment where he discovers that his father that is working so hard in the village, trying to take care of them, prepared and like a future investment account for him so that he can be able to go to college. Meanwhile, him has already decided like years ago that he will go to college because he feels his parents cannot do it for his father cannot provide for him, and they are poor. So his life is just to wander around the city and just join a gang. He wanted to join a gang so bad. I was like, why? He said, like, now they said that they will give him money in the gang, they give him stability, a place to stay. So he wanted to join the gang. But when he found out that his father was not just working for nothing, his father was actually saving money for him, he starts to cry, he loses it, he's disappointed in himself, and then he turns himself into the police and, the prosecution for arrest with the rest of the gang. And then when the police boss is taking him and the gang away, he now looks out of the window, and instead of seeing the gangster, he begins to see Ihyun's ghost, and he starts to cry and he starts to apologize that I'm sorry. He's crying so bad. And in that moment, I begin to see what this story really wanted us to see, and is that for anything to change, there has to be accountability, and there has to be a decision that you make that you want to change, but you have to also be accountable to yourself. And what this gangster made sure he achieved was to bring this level of accountability of all of the people that hurt Yihyun. Even Sekyung apologized as well that he's sorry for rejecting Yihyun in that moment. And something curious that happens is that these people that were very, very, very crucial to Ihyun's decision to kill himself, they began to see him as a ghost. You get, they're no longer seeing the gangster anymore. They started to see Ihyun the ghost wearing his school uniform with the gloomy hair and all of that. And they were looking at him and they were crying, and I was crying and I was feeling bad. And I was just happy that Jamin, had this change of heart, and it wasn't this. Hello, double SO devotions. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. What's your name? My name is King. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Hi, 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 hi. So I like how everybody likes my teddy. Oh, I'm so happy people like him. So. I think, yeah, I had a good week, as good as a week can get, at least for me. It was good. So. I like how, um, like in most of these bully getting their justice stories. Where are you from, devotions? Most of these bullies getting their justice, they always make it seem as if, oh, the main character beat this bully to repentance. And Ghana, I think you're my first. No, you're not my first. I think I've had a visitor from Ghana, but anyways, welcome to my stream. Australia is so far away. I heard you guys are in winter right now. Are you guys experiencing winter? I have one Australian guy, person I follow on TikTok, and they are talking about how cold it is right now or something. I hope you're keeping warm if it's cold. So most of the time we always see stories of like repentance from bullies after they are being beaten within an inch of their life, and it's not even true repentance, it's just fear. Just don't try me again. But this one, Jamin actually came to see the rubbish of what he was actually doing, the evil of what he was doing, the torture that he meted out to his fellow classmates that did nothing to deserve it. That was even just, that did not deserve it in any way. And he was so, so sorry. I hope to see that actor in another drama. Actually, they're all really good actors. Like, I really like Jamin's character, like Jamin's actor, even more than Sekyung. But Sekyung too was cool. My number one is the main character, Chan Young. Chan, no, Yoon Chang Young. Yoon Chang Young, that's his name. Winter just finished. Yesterday, I became a resident of Ghana from. Oh, sorry, I read it wrong. I'm in Ghana, but from Australia. Sorry, I read it wrong. Oh my God. Okay, congratulations. I wonder what you're doing in Australia. Okay, so I was talking about this drama that I watched last night, High School Return of a Gangster. It's a Korean drama. I'm talking about the actors in the drama. I've been narrating about the story for a while now. um, it's about a high schooler that wants to kill himself, but he's saved by a gangster. But the gangster saving him in the process loses his life, and instead the soul of the gangster, instead of going to rest, the soul of the gangster enters into the body of the high schooler, and he starts to live his life for the boy. And he starts to see that the boy's life is very, very hard, very traumatic. So he fixes it. Like, I don't say fixes it like a tumor, but he uses his adult capabilities to kind of come to a solution for the child. And what I was saying, that the theme of the drama is that, as an adult, you should always like have some sense of responsibilities for the children around you. Okay, like, I don't know, children are not raised only by their parents. Children are raised by the community, by the country, by everybody around them. Like you say, it takes a village to raise a child, you get. And this man took it personally. Like, he really went all out. Yeah, it's a deep storyline. Like if you want to watch, it's just 8 episodes. It's not that long, but it's a very very cool one. So I love it because the focus of the story was men and how men harm and traumatize themselves, how men, are the cause of their own trauma, and how they allow the systems that oppress them to continue to oppress them, oppress the next generation, because they have like kind of game the system, or they're now kind of on top of the like hierarchy that the system demands. And it's like, even if you're at the top of the hierarchy that the system demands, yeah, we definitely actually like, not to trivialize girl, like little girls issue, which is a lot, because they're also part of the oppressed minority, but the thing about men being oppressors is that when they are young, they are not cared for. They are taught to perpetuate this cycle of abuse, and I like when there are stories that focus on little children, as in boys in secondary school or in middle school or primary school, and there is somebody there that actually pays attention to them, and it's not coming from a romantic aspect, it's not coming from a transactional aspect. It's just pure care and understanding and affection, for children, you get. And it's not something that leads into like, something nasty, but more like, oh, I want this child to be better, not for me, not for anybody, just for themselves. Because a well-adjusted child, a well-adjusted boy child, grows to be somebody that, stands for all, that speaks for all, that, fights for the rights of the oppressed, regardless of gender, you get, especially the people that are targeted by the systems that benefits them, you get. And I feel like there should be more stories like this, you get. But the only thing that I have issue with is like, it is a Korean drama, and as lovely as the story is, it is standing on a villain, that is a woman. This whole story, there's one of the major villains of the story is a woman. In fact, the major villain of the story is a woman. And the thing about the woman, I don't want to address the woman thing here right now, because I just want to focus on the fun of the story. But since I've gotten to the end, more like, the woman being the villain of the story, the woman at the end of the day, what I kept saying from her behavior and why she was behaving so evil as she was because she was trying to be a man. She was trying to be a man in the system. And I was like, bro, as a woman, you can't win with men. Like, you can't win, you can't game the system by being a man as a woman. And I'm not talking about oh, thank you so much. That is that is such high praise, I swear. Like, I like that you felt this way about what I've been saying. For podcasting, like, I don't think right now I can start a pod. Actually, I've always wanted to have something like a podcast to get, but the only way I could do it was like I would just record. But then there's the issue of noise. I'm not living alone. There's a lot of inconveniences that would affect, how my system would flow. So I was like, let me just do YouTube, let me just tell YouTube. And I've also been trying to make YouTube work for myself. So I just hope people support my streams, like, subscribing, liking, or any way you want to support. My email is there in the description. You can, or my Instagram, you can DM me if you want to support me in a different way, you get, so that this stream can go somewhere, or my channel can go somewhere, like, basically, sha. But anyways, thank you. This means so much to me to hear it from you. So I was talking about the woman. The main villain of the story is a woman, and the person she harms the most is a child and a woman. You understand? Meanwhile, she's trying to get the favor of a man, you get, so that, and the favor of the man she wants to get, his favor is the father of this child. You understand? So in essence, like, why will you claim to be the great thing is YouTube Live can also be a podcast. Technology gives us all a voice, which can be very good when used with love and a desire to encourage and teach. Oh my God, you're so eloquent. Thank you. Oh Oh, thank you so much. This is so encouraging. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this woman now, the thing about her being a villain here is kind of contradictory, which is something that I feel like a lot of Korean drama writers cannot make sense of. Okay, this woman now, she is a woman. She's and one thing I want to focus on is like the women, even in the real world, that try to play the role of oppressor, try to just be a man in a woman's bed. Like, no, 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 let's not say it like that. Just try to play at being a man. They always lose because at the end of the day, this system is gamed. This system is gamed, not for you. And when the worst comes to the worst, the man will always take the side of another man. Yeah, especially when all of you are trying to play this game of oppressor. Oh, the man will always pick the male oppressor over you. If you're a female oppressor trying to get in with another male oppressor so that people can oppress children and women, the man will pick another oppressor over you. At the end of the day, you now become lower than these people. So when she was being all villainous towards this child, basically torturing him before this gangster came into his body, and then torturing the mother of this boy by drugging her. She would say, take this drug for your anxiety, but the drugs are just like addictive drugs that it takes a lot of time to get wind out of. She set this woman up for failure basically, so that the woman will not be a strain on the chairman, who is the father of the boy, you get, who she's the secretary. So the man let her do his dirty work with all of his authority and everything. So now eventually this gangster now says, the person I need to meet is that chairman. I don't need to talk to this woman anymore. She sees it as a threat. She thinks that if the chairman can get in touch with this boy, then my own place will no longer be needed in this connection. You understand? And she tries her best to silence this boy. Eventually she's not dealing with the boy now, she's dealing with a full grown adult, and he uses his adult sense as a man that is also violent to an extent, the gangster. He uses his skills to kind of trick her, and he finally gets access to the chairman, and then he tells the chairman that this is what this woman that he put in charge of me for years has been doing to me and my mother. This is how she has been torturing us. And it's like the chairman now starts this whole nonsense of, what, you're doing this, this woman will punish you. And she's like on her knees in front of a high school student, begging for his favor, because she goes to beg the chairman, and the boy says, and that's the gangster. The gangster says, you are kneeling down in front of him. Is it him you harmed that being me? Come and kneel down in front of me before he answers you. And the chairman does not say anything. The chairman says, go and kneel down in front of this my son, who is a child, in everybody's eyes. Go and kneel down in front of this my son. And she goes to kneel down, and the man and the boy, or the gangster in the boy's body, pours her alcohol, disgraces her, something like that, you get. And the chairman is proud of it. He says, yes, this is how I expect my son to behave, blah blah blah. And the gangster looks at him like this. He says, it's like you did not read Korean history or Korean, you don't understand Korean adages where they said it is not like being a parent means you always have to be, I'm paraphrasing this now because I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said being a parent means you always have to be there for the child. You can't just claim parenthood because you gave birth to a child. And when he says it, the man now says, because of this your behavior, I'll put you on my family registry. He says, no, thank you. I just wanted you to stop this your secretary from tormenting me and my mother's life. And he walks out on the man, and that is so perfect for me in that moment, because it's like, it's not even about beating Imikion, because it was not Imikion the woman, it would be another man, it would be somebody else. You get that this man would just dump as their caretaker, as their administrator. So but because he has cut off this man from his life, from the child's life, and from the mother's life, now he can leave them to be to live the life that they wanted to do. So how does a man get favor of the African woman? Oof, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that though. I wouldn't know that. Also, which African woman are you talking about? Hope it's not me. When you talk about favor, it's just like I don't know, I don't understand the concept, the what, the context of the favor. Like, why do you want to get the favor? What is the favor going to do? What do you hope to achieve with it? um so anyways, what I'm saying is like, this woman that thought she could play the role of oppressor, she found out that even when the man is not even trying, like the kid was not even trying, she still had the boy still has um social hierarchy over her in the scheme of things. If you want to play as being an oppressor in a man's world, the man will always pick a man over you. It's just how it works. And when I kept on seeing it, I was like, this woman, to not pay her this thing she's doing, to not pay her, what was the point of doing a good job for the chairman? All of that, all of that. Anyways, the way the story ends is, there's a very particular interest, there's an interesting twist to the whole story at the end, which I will not say here because I want you to find it out by yourself. So I'm not going to say that here. Anyways, it was fun talking about it. At least I've expressed most of everything I wanted to say. Especially children. Like, children need to be protected more. I don't think there are enough laws in place to protect children, and I think that is why it is on us as the adults around them, to be on the lookout for them. And protecting children doesn't mean this thing of like control. You should allow them make mistakes, allow them be silly. It's their age. They're supposed to be stupid. Children are allowed to be stupid. They are children. How else are they going to learn? Children can be silly, they can be annoying, but I think that is where the guidance of a well-adjusted adult comes in, especially for boys that grow up to be men. I think they need to have well-adjusted people, or like systems that are holistic systems, where they are allowed to learn things. I don't know how to say it. Just learn. They're allowed to learn to um understand that the world does not revolve around them. you know as a boy, as a man, the world does not revolve around. There are other people living in this world with you. um but the entire drama is kind of ironic, because that is kind of how the story feels. It feels as if this whole breakdown of character and interiority given to these male characters in the story, it, it, it is done from start to finish without the presence of a love interest. And me personally, because I enjoyed the story too much, I was like, okay, let's not look at it from the Korean or the social angle. Let's just think about it like, why did this character, this boy, the main character, the gangster, why was his life so full, of love and support and connection? Like, why was it so full in such a way that he was not even noticing a future husband? Oh, I don't think of husbands. I'm not thinking of husband at all. Which is what I even want to say right now, is that um why was this man's life, this boy's life, the gangster living as a kid, why was his life so full that the idea of a girl even confessing her feelings to him, it did not even click for him. He was not even sensitive to girls in that sense. He wasn't sensitive to girls in a romantic sense. All he cared about them was just friendship, friendship, friendship. Yeah. So I was like, why? How did this? Is it because he's just a man? I was like, no. There are some men that are very obsessed with the idea of dating and women and dating and women, And I was like, no, this guy's story is interesting to me because his life was very fine without it. And then I realized that this guy had communities. This guy had friends from different communities, and all of those friends intersect in him. And all of those communities, all of those friends, they connected at some point, and even when they didn't even like each other, they had to get along because of him. Like, he had friends in school, he had a friend in second, he had a friend in somehow not really he had somehow with somewhat of a friendship with Jamin the bully, and then he had friendship with his own gang members, and all of those three intersected eventually. And like, his life was so full, I didn't even want the drama to end. I just want to keep watching him live his life, in college and all of that. And I was like, why? Kavi, are you asking this question? Is somebody asking you the question? Are you feeling a question? Yeah. So anyways, all of those things, and I realized that it was because this guy had community, this guy had friendships, deep, 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 deep friendship that he cultivated intentionally. All the gang, the younger brothers he had in the gang, you know talking about how they met, you can hear how very, like, in depth their how deep their friendship runs, how it is more than just because, oh, I am your boss and you are my, my co-worker or my underling. It's very, there's an emotional aspect to it. Hello Munye, I'm from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Where are you from, Munye? So, and I was like, I want to have that too. I want to have a life full, so full of my friendships. Like, me being friends with people. And I know there'll be a lot of difficulty, a lot of stress, a lot of, not stress, but like a lot of working at friendships. Oh, India, I have a lot of friends from India here. I hope you have fun with me here. I hope you subscribe, connect with me. I'll be here tomorrow as well, streaming. Yeah, join us late. I've started since a while ago, so I hope tomorrow's stream we can catch it. So, so. Um, I was just like, I want to have friendships like that. I want to have a friendship that was built not by happenstance or because we are from the same place or we're in the same area. Even though school friendships were like that, but he built, where did I say that? I never said that. I said I want a friendship like the one that this guy had. He had friends in school, he had friends in Sekyong. He had like, Sekyong was a different friend from Jamin, and Jamin and Sekyong, they are different friends from his underlings in the gang. And all of those friendships, these three sets of friendship he had, they were all built with respect, affection, support, loyalty, connection, community. And all of these friendships interacted in such a way that it wasn't so hard for him. Like, he didn't end up feeling that, he didn't feel as if his life was missing something because he was not dating a girl. He wasn't sensitive to the idea that, oh, the girl, he wasn't sensitive to all of those things. He was just focused on building friendships, especially because he had a goal. He wanted Yihyun to feel as if he had friends. He wanted Yihyun to laugh. He wanted Yihyun to be happy. So in a way, Sekyung, Jamin, the gangs, and Yihyun himself, he made friends with Yihyun. I responded now. He said, do you want a gang leader boyfriend? And I said, I never said that before. I've not ever said in the conversation so far. I said, I want friendships that were I want a type of friendship that makes my life full, okay? That I'm not sensitive to the presence or to the absence of, romance or whatever. It's just like, I have a friend in this community I belong to. I have a friend in this community. I have a friend in this community. I have a friend. I'm so busy with this goal of mine. Also, the gangster had an overall goal. He wanted to go to college. He wanted to go to school. He wanted to go to reading, like, study rooms. He wanted to have teachers that he respected. All of those goals, he had it. So I'm like saying it that all those kind of things, when your life is full of it, you won't even, like, I feel like every day when you wake up, it wouldn't be so hard for you to live your life, for yourself, because it is so full of light, love, and laughter, and connections. You won't feel too much like you're missing something, as people say. You get I feel like that's something I aspire to friendships, to making friends, to connecting with people, in that way. I don't know about, I don't think I hate anything, to be honest. I just feel like romantic relationships are not something to, the way, like from small, yeah, we are socialized to believe that that is the be or end all of your life. Like when you meet somebody romantically, your life will come together, your life will be so grand and great, and you'll be fulfilled. You know what your dream is, you know what your goals are, and it's like, that's a fucking lie. That's a lie. That's just a lie to make women marry and have children and become somebody's underling. And it's like, no, no, I don't hate romantic relationships. They are interesting. They are also part of relationships, but like the way romantic relationship is defined for us, that we've seen in media, in storybooks, in novels, that's not the kind of thing I hope to cultivate with anybody. I don't want that. So I have to ask myself, what sort of romance do I want? But I cannot just jump to romance. I have to have friendships. I have to have communities, people that I care about. Nobody is ever going to come into my life and I'll not be like, you're more important than my friend, or my friend is more important. No, I don't want to have those kind of connections. You get, there should be no hierarchy in a way to relationships, because at the end of the day, everybody is independent of each other. Yeah, nobody is taking, depending on somebody to be happy or to be better. Like, you are a full-fledged sovereign human being by yourself, for yourself, you know and I feel like aspiring to be all of that, you know every other thing will fall into place. And I don't know, I'm not looking to check if one of those things is romance or not. All I'm looking to see is becoming this sovereign being with friendships, with connections, communities, people that I care about, and building those friendships, not ever taking any of them for granted, always being myself, nothing transactional going on here, just, you know, sovereign entities just interacting with each other. I don't know if that makes sense, yeah. But that's what I got from watching this drama, and I think I don't know if other people would get that from watching the drama as well, but that's what I got, and I'm so happy that I was able to share that today on stream. It was fun. I liked it. Um, it was cool, and I'll search for the next drama to watch. I tried to check for another drama that this main actor was acting, but this character and this gangster, like, it's just perfect. He just exists in this world of this drama, and he can stay there forever and ever in my head. But anyways, thank you for being here with me on stream. I appreciate your presence. Thank you for talking to me, asking me questions. I don't know if I came across as I don't know, cold or something, but it's just, I have to state exactly where I stand on things so that people don't get confused, okay? And you don't think something else is going on when nothing is going on. Yeah. Anyway, so that's just that's just what I wanted to make clear. So if I came across as cold, it's not intentional, but I mean it. I meant it. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you people subscribed. You check me out tomorrow again. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I would see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye. My teddy bear is saying goodbye. Say bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.